Hi everyone, welcome to the Crafty Pixie channel where we do sewing projects and subscription boxes. I am B. Whether you are new or old here, thank you so much for stopping by. It is great to have you. I see you and you guys are awesome. Thank you for being you every single day and thank you for stopping by. In today's video, we have the April 2022 Sewers Club box. Yeah, the box is definitely different. I don't know if this is just for this month or if this is what we're gonna be kind of seeing from now on. I did get a notification that the prices for the boxes are going up due to the inflation of everything. So, I really loved the old box, so I hope it comes back, but at least we have it. And it's jingly, and it feels pretty packed. So I'm eager to see what is inside this month's box. If you don't know already, this box at time of filming is now $32.99 to the US. I'll have the link in the description box below so you can get all of the details and payment methods and everything like that for you. I love this box. I've had it over a year now, and there's not a lot of times where I'm not enjoying the projects that come inside. So, we'll see. I'm kind of interested to see next month's box to see if it's still this or if we're back to our other box. But it's okay, not a big deal. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know when I upload every week. Leave a comment in the comment section, especially if you are a new subscriber. I would love to hear from you. Give the video a thumbs up, and please do not forget to share with your friends and your family, coworkers, whoever. The sharing really helps, and I appreciate all of you very much for joining me week after week. So, without any further ado, let's get this box open and see what's inside. All right, let's crack this open and see what is inside. All right, so open this up. If you can hear background noise, I am sorry. All right, so this says different box, same amount of love. Due to shipping delays, your box has been packaged in a different box this month. Don't worry though, it was packed with just as much care. All right, so hopefully we'll have it again. Let's see, this is Lady Lavender Apron. Ooh, this is pretty. Let's see, completed size approximately 19 inches by 19 inches. And then of course the ties on top of it. Okay, so Lady Lavender Apron, that is so darn cute. Okay, so for oh, this is pretty. All right, so here's the first that is so pretty. I'm really into like the lavender flowers right now, so that's so cute. Okay, I am excited for this one. You know, we've got our garden going and everything. Oh, awesome. Okay, and then normal black fabric. All right. And then, oh, this oh my gosh. Adorable bumblebees. I'm not crazy about yellow, but this is adorable. I am not gonna have an issue with this one. Look at that. Okay. So cute. Okay. And then our Gutermann thread. Let me see. What color? In Primrose. So this is called Primrose. That's awesome. And I don't have yellow thread because I don't sew with yellow, so that's awesome. And then this, I wonder if this is a bonus fabric. It's got little tree branches and everything on it. Look at that. Okay. Very cute. And that's it for the box. So the heftiness of the box was all of the freaking fabric that's in here. All right. So let's see what the box says. In celebration of spring, we'll be making an apron for gardening, cooking, and even sewing using Northcott's Lavender Market. All right. The other, in the April 2022 box, you will find the yellow variation of this month's project. All right. And then we have the special bonus. In this year's April box, we've included an assorted 100% cotton, ½ meter cut to be used for a project of your choice. So I'm assuming that's what this one is. Okay, and then if you got the add-on Notion, which I think is like $9 or $10 extra a month, you would have gotten the bobbin boat and Lynn Graves' That Purple Thing. It's That Purple Thing is a versatile tool designed to push, poke, pull, fidget, turn, and stuff. It's also handy for turning corners right side out. So like a turning tool. This is super cute. Let me get it out so it's not so much of a glare. Hold on. Oh. So that's, there, the glare's better. So that's what the project looks like. That is so cute. So mine, I'm assuming instead of the lavender flowers here, we're gonna have the bumblebee, and either the black can be used as the center, or it might be used for like the ties and stuff, and then that would be the center. Maybe. I have to read the directions and find out. So let's let me look. Looks like it's only one sheet of directions and then a template. So that shouldn't be too crazy bad. Look at that. All right, well, without any further ado, let's get to materials and escape for a while. All right, for this project, of course, you're going to need the pattern and the template that comes with it, along with all of the fabric cut accordingly. It's always good to have a marking tool, scissors, a ruler, clips or pins, of course your sewing machine, seam ripper, iron, and the coordinating thread that goes along with it. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the 2 long fabric C pieces and the 2 shorter fabric B pieces, or smaller fabric B pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to align right sides together of one end of the 2 fabric C pieces. Then it's the shorter ends, and we're going to clip them together. Ooh, I almost dropped it. And I dropped it. Clip along there, and we're going to take this to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew at 1/4 inch seam allowance right across this edge. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. And then what we're going to do is you're probably going to want to press this seam open, and like we've done I think in almost every single Sewers Club box, we're going to take both sets and we're going to, we're going to fold them in half lengthwise, and then we're going to press it, and then we're going to fold the raw edges in like so, and then fold over again, so you're making a little sandwich like we always do. And then we're going to top stitch at 1/8 inch across both long sides of both of those. And then for these, you're going to do the same thing, so fold it in half and then fold into the center. You're going to press it, and then you're going to fold it again in half to make your tie for what's going around your back of the apron. And then once you do that, we're going to take care of the raw edges of the black. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of this, and I will be right back. All right, with that done, I went ahead and tied little ties to the end of fabric B. You can go ahead and put those to the side. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make the raw edge of our fabric C, super long piece, look like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to unfold everything that we just folded over here, and we're going to fold it in half right sides together like this. Now we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with 1/4 inch seam allowance, we're going to stitch right across. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. And then when you're done, you're just going to fold everything back out, and you're going to have it look like that. So I'm going to go ahead to the sewing machine, finish that up, and I'll be right back. Now we're going to take our remaining fabric C and one of the remaining fabric B pieces, and we're going to lay them right sides together, lining up the long edge like so. And we're going to clip it into place. Just like that. Now we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with 1/4 inch seam allowance, we're going to stitch right across the top where we've clipped. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. When you are done doing that, you're going to take the second or the last piece of fabric B, and you're going to do the exact same step, but on this side. Okay, so you're going to place them right sides together, like so, and we're going to stitch right across, 1/4 inch seam allowance, back stitching at the beginning and at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. With that done, this is what you're going to have. And what I did is I went ahead and I just pressed it flat and pressed the seams to the larger B panels. And now what we're going to do is right sides together. We're going to fold it right in half, like so, kind of like you're creating a tube. And we're going to clip into place. Now you're going to sew this edge at 1/4 inch seam allowance as well. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. And then when you are done, you're going to turn this inside out, and you're going to press it flat, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is what you're looking at when everything is turned right side out and pressed. Now we're going to take this back over to the sewing machine, and we're going to top stitch right along the fabric B piece at 1/8 inch all the way across, back stitch at the beginning and at the end. This is going to be your pocket piece. So I'm having a hard time with this pattern. I keep thinking it's off. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go do that, give it another press, and then I will be right back. Next, we are going to take our pattern or fabric piece A, one piece of it, and our newly formed pocket. You're going to go ahead and mark the center of your pocket and the center of the top of the fabric. And we are going to measure about, doing this in real time here. We're going to measure down the appropriate length in the pattern. Like so. Match up our midpoints. Like so. We're going to clip it into place. Just like that. So you're kind of getting what it's going to look like when you're done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and we're just going to baste at 1/8 inch all the way down the sides, just so that this stays in place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. With that into place, this is what you are looking at. Now we're going to go ahead and mark 2 lines that are the corresponding lengths in the pattern. And we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and we're going to sew straight down those lines. We're creating pockets in the apron. Make sure to backstitch really, really well at the beginning and at the end of the stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. While we are at the sewing machine sewing down the 2 long to divide the pocket into more pockets, you're going to also stitch at a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance right across the bottom. Make sure to backstitch really well at the beginning and at the end so it's going to seal the pockets. Okay, so I'm going to go do that. I'll be right back. With that done, we're going to go ahead and cut our curves on both fabric piece A's at the bottom. So basically you simply take a marking tool and your template and you're going to match it up right along the edge, draw a line, or if you're comfortable you can use a rotary cutter to just do it right with the paper, and then cut your edge. So the edges are going to look like this. I've done all but this one. And then once that's done, you can go ahead and give it a press if you want to, but you don't have to yet. We are going to take our ties that we made earlier and they're going to be folded in half like so, and right where the center of it is, you can mark it if you want to, or you can just take it on over. You can pin this into place and then you're just going to sew a few times backstitching onto both of them. So you've got your little ties to make your bows if you want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I will be right back. Next, we're going to pretty much put this together. So you're going to lay your panel with the pocket facing up. I went ahead and tied the strings just to make sure that it wasn't going to get in the way of any of the stitches or anything like that. And then you're going to take your other A panel piece and you're going to lay that right side down. Right over the top, we're going to line up all of the edges. All the edges just like so. If there's a little variation, it's okay. Shouldn't be too much difference. And we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and we're going to sew at a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance down the side, across the bottom, and up the other side. Make sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. Once that is done, go ahead and turn this right side out, and then you're going to top stitch along the sides, the bottom, or both sides and the bottom at an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Usually it's a 3mm stitch length for a top stitch. And make sure you give this a good press. I'm going to go ahead and do all of that and I will be right back. Next step, I hope I'm doing it right, we've got to make some pleats up here at the top. So I measured up from the lines that we made a mark, and then made a mark for how big the pleat has to be on the left side. And now we're just going to fold it line to, or mark to mark, like so. And clip into place. Now we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and we're just going to sew over those pleats so they don't move. The pleats should be on toward facing outwards. So when you're done and everything, it should be like that. So I'm gonna go ahead to the sewing machine and sew those pleats down, and then we put our tie on and we're done. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. And lastly, we're going to attach our apron strap. Basically, your midpoint seam on your strap that you made, where we sewed the two long pieces together, that's going to align with your center marking that you made on the outer panel in toward the beginning of the steps. And then we're going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance away from this seam here, starting at the beginning. Make sure to back stitch at the beginning and at the end, and we're going to go all the way down the full length. Go slow, it's not a race. I am probably going to start probably here, make my way down, and back stitch at the beginning and the end of those. Once that is really secured, then I'll go ahead and do the rest, because you want to make sure this isn't going to pull away from your binding. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. And voila, another project done. This is really cute. I can't wait to start using it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. Give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to share. Until next time, see ya.